1 week later, and we arrive at the Gorna Rositza circuit at Sevlievo in Bulgaria for round 5 of the Motocross Grand Prix World Championships. Joel Smets, very much a championship challenger, also dominant in the 650cc Grand Prix so far. Number 1, Mikhail Pichon, can he come back from that setback in Italy? Three race wins, 1 4th place, leading the championship on 93 points. 72, Stefan Everts. Moving into the picture, looking confident. Once again, he's been out in the 125cc Grand Prix before this Motocross Grand Prix. This time, after a poor start, he finished only 4th. He didn't like to get in the way of the major championship challenges for the 125 GPs. Joel Smets on pole position, up the inside, a flying start, but it's Pit Byra, number 7, on the factory 250cc KTM, who emerges in the lead from turn 1 in Bulgaria, ahead of Brian Jorgensen. All 30 riders safely through the opening turns. And Pit Byra at the front. Behind him, Brian Jorgensen, Claudio Federici. Joel Smets trapped on the inside. Stefan Everts just in front of him. The Motor X Kawasaki is in there. Kenneth Gunderson. Number 33, James Noble on the RWJ Honda, just behind number 9, James Dobb on the second 250cc factory K2. Brian Jorgensen has got to the front. Jorgensen's Honda leads. Byra, KTM in second place. Jorgi, former British 125 champion, received his nickname from Rob Hooper's wife Cheryl. Hooper, the boss of the UK Suzuki team on which Jorgensen clinched that British title. Last year he moved into the open class and impressed, finishing 8th on a factory Husqvarna. This year on to his Honda, the 450cc Honda, and proving that last year was no flash in the pan, becoming a real front runner here in the Motocross Grand Prix. Jorgi leads. Second place, Pit Byra. Jorgensen often irritates his opposition by taking those long glances at them in mid-air. Byra second, Claudio Federici. At the moment, repeating his 3rd place in Italy. And the battle on between Stefan Everts, cutting through the ruts on the inside of Joel Smets and into 4th place. So Everts, 4th in the 125cc Grand Prix this morning, knows his way around this track. He spends the hour between races cooling himself down on his static exercise bike, just keeping his muscles warm, and then comes back out to nail the Motocross Grand Prix, boys. None harder than Mikhail Pichon, championship leader, down in 10th place, just ahead of the private Suzuki of Christophe Martin. So stacks of work to do for Pichon. And Pit Byra losing 2nd place to Claudio Federici and feeling the heat from Stefan Everts. Everts nailing the Rinaldi Yamaha straight past Pit Byra. He's also going to find himself coming under the hammer from Joel Smets. All action, and it's all happening behind the leader, the neat and stylish Brian Jorgensen. Two Yamahas together now, right together. Stefan Everts looking for a way past Claudio Federici. Joel Smets already past Pit Byra. Yamaha, KTM, with a Honda at the front. Gordon Crockard absent, having decided that the broken finger is not yet well enough healed. The best thing to do is get the shoulder and the finger sorted out before he makes his comeback to the Grand Prix trail. Federici riding extremely well. Quick but defensive, holding off Stefan Everts, but Everts gets enormous airtime right alongside him, and this time has the drop on him into the left-hander. Keeps the power on, so does Federici. Absolutely together. Federici clips the ruts. Everts comes tight and forces him wide. This time gives him no space at all. He's through into 2nd place. Once again, Federici retaliates. He certainly found a lot more aggression during his layoff. But Everts just has the edge on him. Two Italian-run Yamahas fighting over second place here, with the Honda of Brian Jorgensen just ahead. And Joel Smets on the Austrian KTM comes up alongside. He also wants to get past Federici. Almost clipped the back wheel of the Yamaha in his eagerness. Up the short, sharp hills here at Sevlievo. Everts, Federici, Smets, as quick as that. Everts begins to wear down the advantage of leader Brian Jorgensen. His next task will be to get past him. And we've seen just how obstructive the den can be. Oh, Pit Byra's gone down! Pit Byra's gone down hard on one of the fast jumps. He's bailed right over the front of the factory KTM and he's badly hurt. Pit Byra, the yellow flags are out, but really, should the race be stopped? Pit Byra lying right in the middle of the track there as Stefan Everts barges his way through inside Brian Jorgensen and takes the lead. Everts, having won in Italy, is suddenly back in control in Bulgaria. Jorgensen, a splendid second. The battle on between Federici and Joel Smets for third. And this was how Stefan Everts did it. He took the shorter line, got the power down early. And Jorgi looked for a moment as if he'd managed to get up the hill ahead of Stefan, but Stefan was on the inside as they reached the top. The yellow flags waving frantically to protect the stricken Pit Byra. In the battle for third place, Claudio Federici and Joel Smets approach the scene side by side. The KTM team anxious for their rider. Mikhail Pichon, having recovered brilliantly from 10th place in the early stages, is now attacking Claudio Federici for fourth place. Fantastic ride by the Frenchman. Struggling to find himself some grip here on that screaming two-stroke Suzuki. Byra, gravely injured, taken off in an ambulance and eventually flown back to a hospital in Germany. As Mikhail Pichon grabs fourth place, the same place of course that he managed to finish in Italy. But that's not where he's been accustomed to being so far, with 3 straight wins at the start of the season. Jorgensen in second place. First became the Danish champion in the 80cc class back in 1987. 5-second lead now for Stefan Everts. He started racing when he was 10. And by the time he reached 19, he was crowned world champion for the first time. 1991 for Suzuki in the 125 class. Here's Pichon. He is attacking Joel Smets, having made mercurial progress through the field. Smets may have thought that third place was safe. It isn't now. The remarkable Pichon. Look how he jumps low, real supercross style, gets the wheel back down to earth as fast as possible, gets the power down. A clever rider. And again, keeping those lines very, very tight on the 250cc Suzuki, but not quite able to match the torque of that 450 KTM as they come hammering out. Just under 15 minutes plus 2 laps remaining in this race. The Frenchman from Le Mans attacking Belgium's 4-times world champion here. Joel Smets still hanging on to third place on the KTM, and then suddenly a mistake from Pichon. He slides off. He manages to fire the Suzuki back up. Has he hung on to fourth place? That's the crucial question. So another small mistake from Mikhail Pichon. He was hardly to blame, of course, when Federici went down in front of him in Italy. But that time, it was all his own doing. So now he's got ground to make up again. He's hung on to that 4th place ahead of Federici, Andrew McFarlane, Marnik Revolt, Kenneth Gunderson 8th, Christian Burnham, a brilliant ride for the 30-year-old Englishman. He's in 9th place ahead of Patrick Capps and Kevin Strybos. Everts, he's in 1st place behind nobody. He really is making full use of the track time he's enjoying in the 125 Grand Prix before he goes out for the Motocross GP race. Didn't want to get involved with the front runners in the 125 Grand Prix, so he settled for 4th place. Joel Smets not settling for 3rd place in this race though. He has caught Brian Jorgensen, pressing hard to get past the Honda. Every point vital. He knows that Stefan Everts is going to win this race. He's got to try and hang on to his advantage in the championship table. Smets cutting inside. Oh, wonderfully finding the grip that he needs. Braking underneath the Honda. Jorgensen glances to his right and just says, I'm still here. And almost looks to block the Belgian. It must be frustrating the way that Brian just glances round, sees where you are, and decides that he's going to ride that very piece of track that you want. Joel going for more and more extravagant lines as he tries to push his way through. But Jorgensen can be travelling very, very fast as well while he's styling it like this. Battle for 2nd place. Smets already 2nd in Spain, 2nd in the Netherlands, 2nd in Italy. On the rostrum at every race so far. The only rider to achieve that. 5 minutes plus 2 laps left. Brian Jorgensen, twice Danish 80cc motocross champion. 3 times Danish 125 motocross champion, once European 125 champ, once British 125cc champ, fighting with the 4-time Open champion Joel Smets, absolutely elbow to elbow. Smets squeezes his way underneath, and this time he has made the break. He knew it was now or never. Smets forces his way through. Jorgensen demoted to 3rd place. Pichon, meantime, coming under a lot of pressure. He's got Andrew McFarlane's Kawasaki right with him. The 25-year-old Australian looking to find a way past the French double champ. Claudio Federici just behind them. Pichon so far has been clearly the fastest 250cc two-stroke. Here is the Motor X Kawasaki of McFarlane trying to prove otherwise. Long-haired Australian in a good old 250cc Grand Prix struggle here with Mikhail Pichon. At the front on his last lap, Stefan Everts has time to style it and wave to his appreciative supporters. He is going for yet another Grand Prix win. He's already won more than anybody else in the history of motocross, and he just keeps adding to them. Joel Smets soars to 2nd place. Brian Jorgensen, a very satisfying 3rd. And Stefan Everts beginning to look like a danger. Oh, thanks, Steph. We'll treasure it. Everts wins in Bulgaria. Smets and Jorgensen on the podium. Pichon fights off McFarlane and Federici to hang on to 4th place ahead of Beverts and Patrick Capps. Once again, well equipped to protect himself from the sprays of champagne. Look at Brian Jorgensen. He's well chuffed with that 3rd place. He stays 4th in the championship. Pichon's lead cut down to just 3 points ahead of Joel Smets and 11 points clear of Stefan Everts.